All right, WGC Dell Match play. So this is not your typical 4-day golf tournament.
Right.
This is brackets. And you have a format that some golf handicappers, perhaps the two gentlemen with me tonight, Matt and Kelley, who love betting the sport of golf, perhaps they don't love betting this, but essentially it's 64 players. Oh, here we are. I have it on the screen. My goodness. Divided into 16 groups. By the way, top 64 world-ranked players are invited.
Not all there, a couple replacements.
Yeah.
Should be noted.
64 players divided into 16 groups of 4. Each player will compete in match play against the other 3 players within his group over the first 3 days. That's tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Match victory worth 1 point. Tied match worth a half point. Loss, 0 points. The player with the most points in his group, that's after the round-robin 3 days of round-robin play there. Oh, it says that right there. I thought I was getting ahead of it. Will advance to the knockout stage. Now, the knockout stage will be Saturday, where they'll play essentially, if we want to use March Madness phrases, the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, if you will. And then on Sunday, the Final Four in the championship game. So that's really how this goes down. And there are some players considered really good match play players. Patrick Reed leaps to mind. I don't know if you guys buy into that. But essentially, here's what I will ask you guys before we even get into players. You do not prefer betting this over a standard golf tournament?
No, because you can just you can get bounced after. I mean, you can play well and still get bounced if you go up against somebody else who just plays a little bit better than you in your pool, and that's kind of the problem because like we can bet a guy. And he can put together 4 rounds over 4 days, then he can still be in it. You know, as long as he's in it on Sunday, he can come back around and he can come back and maybe shoot up 65 or something like that, and get there for you. Here, you can get into a bracket and you could shoot a 65, and it doesn't matter if the guy shoots a 64 and you lose the point. He gets the point and you don't get anything, right? And so it becomes one of those deals where not necessarily all of the cream rises to the top, right? It's like there can be a guy who just lucks into another guy who just plays absolutely horrible, and he's on he's playing mediocre as it is, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just who you're matched up against.
It's like we talk about all the time with the NCAA tournament, the NFL playoffs, the NBA. When you're playing 7-game series, you usually you figure out by the end of who's the best player. One player, these are all good professional golfers. To go out and shoot 1 good round, 2 good rounds, that can easily be done, and then you're moving on and advancing. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I love watching this. Like it's a great mix up the formats. It's a great tournament to watch. Spread it over 5 days. We even get an extra day of golf. I don't like it as a betting tournament, at least personally. Listen, people out there that bet matchups heavily, and that's basically all they do for golf tournaments. Great. This is a little bit more up their alley. It's just, you see it every week. I don't bet a lot of matchups. Matt doesn't really either. He bets more than I do. But, even then we're trying to usually pick on guys that are a little bit further down the odds board, maybe.
So with this, you could bet matchups. You could bet matchups with a tie involved, a 3-way.
A lot of ways to bet this.
You can bet groups, which is, does that not interest you?
That interests me, and I think that interested Matt. That's where most of our bets ended up landing on.
So you did make bets, and you made most of them.
Yeah. So what you're talking about is the Wednesday through Friday group pods of 4. So you're basically betting who will advance out of those 4. Now it's still not. It's a little bit better than just betting a pure matchup. You get 3 days at least of playing everybody in that group.
Your handicap can manifest.
But it allows it manifest a little bit more of what we do typically on a week-to-week basis. Matt, I don't know how you approach this. This was, look, yes, I broke down the course as far as what stats fit, but you also need to take into context how guys do play in match play. You need to take,
you can't really model.
You can't. You really can't.
Like because all the strokes gain stuff and all the stuff like that doesn't really necessarily apply for all the reasons that we're talking about, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you still want better golfers and stuff, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily always turn into wins and stuff with all this. I mean, if you guys are wondering, this is over in Austin, Texas, so they're going from Florida over to Austin. It's a par 71. It's a shorter course, 7,100 yards. It's a Pete Dye course. One of the things about Pete Dye courses is guys who play Pete Dye courses tend to play them better and consistently, so there is at least a little bit of that. as well. Kelley, I don't know how much you put into.
Yes, that was definitely something I looked at too. Yep.
Like it's one of those things. For whatever reason, these Pete Dye courses tend to have guys that just play them much better. Look, there's going to be big pot bunkers, so you're going to see guys find themselves in some big pot bunkers and things like that. And so there will be that. But I mean, it's just a fairly difficult course that if you play it correctly, there's going to be a lot of. I mean, it's kind of a shot maker's course, and there'll be some birdies to be made so long as you can avoid the hazards out there, right? Like that's the big thing. It's the rewards you for doing well course, and it is the heavily penal for not doing well type of course.
Yeah, and I just think unfortunately for the most part it's going to come. We basically see this every time in match play with these guys that are this good. As long as if you avoid that kind of stuff, Matt, it's really just going to end up being a putting contest.
There's 110 bunkers just to give people an idea.
How many? 110?
110.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's 110 bunkers on the course. So basically, it's like, hit it in the fairway, you're golden. But if you miss, like they're gonna put you in some awkward position.
So the one real quick, Matt, just for what you were talking about, because Pete Dye, you're right, completely agree. That was stuff I wanted to look at too heavily. So I ran a Pete Dye model with a Pete Dye Bermuda grass model. Number 2 in that model is Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley's career record in match play is 1-11-4.
Ooh.
1 win, 11 losses, and four ties.
Do you buy into that some players are just good at this and some players
Yeah.
aren't?
Yeah, I mean, do I weigh it heavily than other factors that we're looking at? Not necessarily, but yes, there are guys that, have played this format way more. They have way more experience. They thrive in this format a little bit more. Matt, I don't know about you, but I also tend to look at some of the younger golfers because they'll play this way. They'll play match play more in college, in college than you'll see on the tour. So it's like you almost want the guys that are very experienced with it, that have done it for 15 years on tour, playing in President's Cups, Ryder Cups, the match play, or you kind of want the younger guys that play it more in college. Those are really what I looked at.
One of the things just this time of year, it's technically listed as Bermuda greens, whatever, but it's overseeded with POA this time of year because Bermuda just doesn't translate very well this time of year in Texas with the weather. It's a little too cold for it. So this is actually going to be POA greens this week, which is what they just played the past 2 weeks over in Florida as well. So there is at least that you can kind of like look and see guys that did well in there. As far as the speed of the greens, it's about a 12, which is about tour average. So you're not going to see, it's not fast, it's not slow, kind of anything like that. And, look, it's one of those things where I will have, Gill, I know you'll probably end up asking this next segment anyway, but I'll probably have about a third of the money in play this week that I normally have.
Yeah, same thing.
I was going to go there because Brady said the same this morning. He said I got about half the outlay.
Yeah, same thing. And we have some stuff pre-tournament, but I also assume we'll be getting in tournament. That I think that's the way to bet this is more heavily in tournament this week.
All right, should we get your bets first, or should we do our one and done?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do your bets
I don't know. What would you rather see first, Gil?
Let's do our one and done in our draft first, and let's see your bets
I like
after.
that. I like that strategy.
One and donezo. Who's for? Well, you're in last place, Kelley. So you got honors. Is that how this
Victor
works?
Hovland. I'm
look at
going
you.
with this week.
All right. You think because you said that louder, it's more likely to get through?
No, but I'll try anything at this point. I'm going to spin around 3 times.
I'm going to take, assuming guys check on me because I have no idea who I've picked already.
It's in your email, man.
Yeah, I don't look at those. Have you guys met me before?
I get Tom Jake to send an email out every week on this.
And let me get you expect me to look at it. Kevin Kisner.
I don't think you've played him yet, but hold on. Let me go check.
Kevin Kisner.
Is it?
You're good.
He's good?
It's allowed.
He's clean?
It's allowed. Yeah.
It's clean on that one.
Unless we get a fan tweet in again, that somehow our records are off too.
No, he is Henley M. Finau, McNeely, Berger, Smith, Norton, Fitzpatrick, Thomas, Lowry. So
Thank you.
is.
Thank you very much.
He is golden. Patrick Cantley for me. Oh. Big risk, but big reward here for this tournament. First place is $2.1 million in this one. So
time to use a big name.
It is. I'm going after it. Listen, I could completely just be wasting Cantley here. He could get bounced in the group stage. I still leave with $40,000 as the WGC. So the last place is $40,000. So get $40,000 no matter what. But $2.1 million up top. Going to try Going to try and get a hammer home here.
Yeah, I was ready to go with JT this week as my one and done, which would be an ultimate big name burn, Matt. But I just don't. I don't like that. I don't like that group as much. I think he's kind of in a tough the group and then the little quadrant he's in. Quadrant, region, whatever we're calling it. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever we're calling them.
Yeah.
Pool, group.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who's first on the draft?
I'll go.
Matt, go ahead.
I've already got them written down.
Completely prepped.
Yeah, how about that? Cantley top 4, 5-1.
Gill.
I'm next.
Yeah.
Since when do we go that direction?
I don't know. Do we never? Okay,
Never.
I'm gonna do Taylor Gooch in the group 9 at plus 200.
All right.
Oh man, Matt, these odds have adjusted.
All right. I'm doing this as just
He's a favorite.
as spite call for Kelley. Top Asian, Siwoo Kim, plus
there you
plus
go.
150.
There you go.
Cantley and Xander to win their groups, plus 475.
Oh, I didn't see that mark.
Wait, what did you do?
Cantley and Xander to win their groups, plus 475. If you guys go
gotta hit
to
'em
tournament parlays, there is a tournament parlay section.
I don't see that.
It's past nationality props.
Yes, it is even past nationality props.
Getting fancy on us.
I'm going back to the desktop.
Cantley and Xander to both win their groups, plus 475.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Let me
with,
foreshadow. I have both of those guys winning their groups as bets as it is already. Anyway, so
I'm gonna go with Alex Norton to win his group at that is group number 10, which all these are bets that I've made so far, plus 275 for the record keepers.
I probably should have prepared. Where are those group props?
You got to go over to matchups and then tournament groups.
Oh, thank you. Why would those be under matchups? Anyway.
Yeah.
I am going to take Billy Horschel, Group 12, plus 175.
Russell Henley, Group 14, plus 220. Also a bet I made.
Morikawa, Group 2 winner at plus 200.
Shane Lowry, Group 16 winner, plus 220.
Group 2 winner, Jason Kokrak.
Let's go. I like the number on that. I do like the
At
number.
3-1, Jason Kokrak, who is going to beat Colin Morikawa. And not only will I win the 3-1, but then you lose yours.
That is how that works.
Great.
That's true. Yeah. I think I saw him at plus 375 somewhere today. And I was like, that is a long number on Kokrak. All right. I will go top 4, Victor Hovland, plus 275.
Group 1 winner, Patrick Reed, 3-1.
Close things out here with a nice little top 4 on Russell Henley at plus 750.
Top 4, Justin Thomas, plus 250.
Top 4, Victor Hovland, plus 275.
Already did it.
Top 4, Justin Thomas, plus 250.
Already did it. Those are my last two plays.
Yeah, I'm not listening. Top 4, Patrick Cantley, 5-1.
That was my first pick of the.
Oh, this is 3 in a row.
Don't I get disqualified?
No. This was Isaiah's ready to punish when we repeat ourselves. I think you owe the crew pizza for this one, and the audience. Like you owe the audience too.
Oh, and the audience.
And the audience.
Oh man, Billy Horschel, top 4, plus 700.
I think that one's okay.
That one's clean and clear. That one's clean and clear.
Defending champion.
Oh man. Okay, now quickly through our bets. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, let's pull the graphic up just so that I have a.
So you remember?
Just so I have a reference of all of my bets here. So I played 3 outrights. I played Patrick Cantley at 22-1. I played Russell Henley at 40-1. I played Alex Norton at 50-1. If you played these earlier, you probably got better odds than I did. There were not odds up as early around here as I would have. As I would have liked and whatever. And so, yeah. Anyway, 22-1 on Cantley, Henley, Norton. Listen, as I said here about Cantley, this is a dude this is an event that's just kind of built for him, right? I mean, we're talking about a guy who has a ton of success in these type of events as it is anyway, playing these kind of match play events, which is something I really do like. when it comes to kind of history with something like that. 7-3-1 career match play record for Patrick Cantley. Another one of the things is he's a really, really good putter, and he's a consistent putter. And you get into things like this where one putt can just win you a match and you can go ahead and hammer a win home. I really like having that as part of a skill set as well. So really do like him. I just like the groups for Henley and Norton. So therefore, if I like them to get out of their groups at such long odds, I wanted to go ahead and play those guys in case they can kind of parlay winning those groups into making a run. As far as group winners, Xander, I think his group is just absolutely up.
I almost did the same thing. Yeah.
I think Xander's group is just absolutely his for the taking. So I have Xander. He's over Finau, who's been in horrible form, and then he's got Lucas Hebert and Takumi Kanaya.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just that is his group unless he just absolutely goes bad. And Cantley plus 165. Obviously, I just told you why I like Cantley. The Gooch at plus 225, he is in a group with Bryson DeChambeau, who came out today and said he is playing with a broken hamate bone in his hand.
He has 2 injuries he's playing with.
Yeah, so he's playing in a group with DeChambeau, Richard Bland.
If you remember him from the Open last year.
Yes, and then Lee Westwood, who's been in terrible form ever since he went on that little mini run at the middle of last year.
This number keeps dropping. I have the same bet. I have 3 times more on that group bet than any other one, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that is my biggest bet of the week.
Henley, who has now become the favorite in this group as well, over Neiman, Na, and McNeely. I just like Henley's profile here, the way that he matches up for kind of for this course as well in a match play style. And then Alex Norton, like I said, I like the group for him at 3-1, and went ahead and bet him outright as well.
I think I can do this in 30 seconds. Yep. My one outright is Alex Norton. I got him at 60-1. I also played him in Group 10 winner at over 3-1. A guy with a great match play record. He's been playing really well recently, so no doubt there. Hovland I like best in that group. Taylor Gooch we already hit on. Brooks Koepka, another one where the group is a little weak. All right, I couldn't do it in 30 seconds.